Emma James is here for MediaWatch now. Good to see you, Emma.
Hi there.
And we're going to start with our top story. That is, of course, Emmanuel Macron's first trip to the UK as French President. How is that visit being seen across the Channel?
Yes, is the entente cordiale still alive and well? Well, it does depend on where you look. And certainly in the British newspapers, it seems to depend on whether or not they are pro or anti-Brexit. Because those who are for Brexit seem to be eyeing Emmanuel Macron with a great deal of suspicion. Even his promise to loan the buyer Tapestry to the UK. The Sun newspaper has come up with this, the Buy EU Tapestry, or Buy EU Tapestry, if you like. And it basically documents the UK's journey towards Brexit, starting off with David Cameron's ill-fated attempts to get a better deal out of Europe, which then led to him being giving up his post as Prime Minister. And it's something that, I mean, it's taken a lot of work. It is very inventive, and it's well worth taking a look at.
That Boris, I can see in the middle.
Absolutely.
With the
the Sun graphics department said this, that they were quietly confident this will be met with the humour it was intended. And some people certainly think so. I suspect if the Sun were to sell it, it would do quite well, says Fraser Nelson. And he's highlighting one particular section, which does feature Boris Johnson, who on here is known as a Boris de Mop. Excuse me, go back to that one. Michael Gove is Govus de Specky, and that is detailing the sort of backstabbing that went on between the two of them during the campaign to be the new leader. However, the bit that's caused all the controversy is this section, where Theresa May, or Fair Theresa Victorious, as it says here, is standing in the midst of a lot of beheaded bodies. Now, the bit before features Angela Merkel, Emmanuel Macron and Jean-Claude Juncker, the European Commission President. So it is
those three, then, is it?
Possibly, although there is a fourth body in there as well. So I'm not sure that it's supposed to be anybody specific, but some people feel that it's just inappropriate to have chosen to be quite so bloodthirsty. Others think it's entirely in keeping with the original. This Twitter user, for one, says, "This is the kind of thing you'd expect to find smeared on the walls of a serial killer's basement rather than a national newspaper." This Twitter user too saying, "So now you want our heads. This hate-stirring must stop." And another Twitter user who's against it saying, "This literally illustrates all that is wrong with our dumbed-down tabloid society." Another Twitter user has pointed out, or plenty of Twitter users actually, that they've also put the Queen in this tapestry.
Oh yes, they got into trouble for that, didn't they?
Well, they did, but they've done it again, because again they are making out that the Queen is for Brexit and anti-EU.
We will never know.
And of course, that front page where they announced that the Queen backed Brexit actually prompted an official complaint from Buckingham Palace. So we'll wait and see if they repeat that this time around.
All right, British journalists having a lot of fun over there, as usual. All right, let's move to the United States, where journalists are having a lot less fun, it would seem, particularly if they work at the New York Times, the Washington Post or CNN. Donald Trump has it in for them, does he not?
He does indeed. However, whether anyone's too upset about these fake news awards that were handed out last night, only metaphorically speaking, there was no awards ceremony, there was no red carpet. It ended up just basically being a tweet and a link to a website. This was it. It actually came in an hour late as well, so lots of people champing at the bit last night, waiting to learn who had the ignominy of appearing on this list. Donald Trump tweeting this, and the fake news winners are. But what amused an awful lot of people is the fact that the GOP website actually crashed. And so you ended up with a 404 error message. And this Twitter user saying, "You have to admit this is pretty perfect." This Twitter user pointing out that you know what kind of website would be adequately prepared for a massive influx of traffic for a highly anticipated story so that it doesn't crash? A news website. Now, there are 11 particular stories highlighted and given the fake news awards. At top of the pile was a piece by Paul Krugman. He wrote in the New York Times, this is him depicted by a very pro-Trump cartoonist by the name of Ben Garrison. He wrote that the economy would never recover after the election of Donald Trump. It was a poor prediction, very extremely ill-advised, and it was, of course, an opinion piece, not a fact. Now, interestingly, Paul Krugman doesn't seem to be too bothered about this.
Has he responded?
He has indeed. He took to Twitter to say, "I get a fake news award for a bad market call," retracted it 3 days later, which he did, from a 2,000 lie man who still won't admit that he lost the popular vote. Sad, one of Donald Trump's favourite words. Now, you might wonder why he's picked on the 2,000 lies in particular. Well, if you take a look at the Washington Post, they have this fact checker which looks at all of the false or misleading claims made by the US president. This is up to January the 9th of this year, 355 days in office, and there are 2,001 according to the Washington Post.
Wow.
Which one is fake news?
Good stuff. Emma, thank you very much indeed. Emma James there with MediaWatch.